we are going to be making watercolor paintings of birch trees in the evening. And as you can see, here are some examples of student work. Birch trees are white barked trees, and the sky will be dark and the trees will be light. We will be using masking tape to create the trees so we can keep them white, and we are going to be using a watercolor wash over the taped trees so they can stay white. All right, boys and girls. After we've painted, we remove the tape and begin designing the tree bark. All right. Our next step in this watercolor resist process, as you can see here, we've been working on the birch trees, the branches, the sky. This one has some snow at the bottom. Here's another one of trees. They turned out really beautifully. And now we're going to work on the final step. And I want you to listen very closely. All right, I'm just going to borrow one. I'll only do a little bit of this, but I cannot find mine. So I need to borrow some artwork to finish this work. You can see wherever the tape was, the paper's white. I peeled off the tape for you. It was really hard to get off. It got very stuck. You can see the watercolor wash, the white flakes of snow that were created with crayon, some lines of crayon at the bottom, and the shapes of the trees. Your next step is using a crayon or a black colored pencil, so it has to be black or black. And I'm just going to do a little bit of this one. Here we go. You're going to find the very edge of the tree and carefully, softly add the edge of the tree with the crayon. Do not go into the blue background. You're slowly staying on that line. You know, I think it actually looks better in the black crayon. Let's see in black colored pencil. Well, the black colored pencil looks nice too. Well, I like them both. Now, make sure you're not getting into the background, the blue sky. And you can keep going up. And of course, trees aren't always straight, so this one has a little bit of a crooked side. Perfect. You're also going to go on the outer edge of the branches. We are not adding anything here. We are just working on the edges of our tree. Okay. I don't want to see additional drawing into here. We're just finishing off these trees. Now the birch tree looks white, but it does have some black areas on it. And I'm going to show you how to create the edges. And you're going to do this on every tree. So no one is moving to the following step until you've done this on all the edges close to the edge of the tree. Now, after you finish 1, 2, 3 trees, or how many trees you've created, plus all of the branches, and I don't want to see sloppy work, you're going slow and steady, slow and steady. I kind of like how, soft the edge of this tree looks with the crayon too. They both look good. All right, next step. You're going to receive some black paint, and what did I do with my little piece of cardboard? And a piece of cardboard, which I just had. Of course, I've misplaced it. Oh, here. Here we go. Piece of cardboard. This is just from a box. I'm going to cut it down to size. There we go. can see it. It's from some product. Oh, it's a filter. And you're going to use the edge of the cardboard. So you're going to go into your paint and sort of spread it out. And get a little paint on the edge of the piece of cardboard. I think this cardboard is too wide. I've got to cut this down. There we go. It shouldn't be wider than your tree. And this looks pretty good. And we're going to be making a textured line on this tree. Make sure I get a good size. You're going to go from the bottom to the top. You can make little lines like this, and you're going to start to see the texture of the birch tree just by tapping on the tree. You can go back into black, but you don't want to add too much black. There's a little bit of black marks on these trees that look kind of beautiful. And you can drag it a little bit. Not too much. Don't drag it too much. It gets so dark. We don't want to get too much paint. Using less is a better idea. And you're going to work your way all the way up this birch tree. Once in a while you can scrape back and forth just a little bit. You do not want to make this entire tree to be black. It's not a black tree, it's a white tree with a little bit of texture within its bark and a little bit of black. Oops, see, I added too much up there. That's okay. Go all the way to the top. Now, see these little branches? I'm going to have to give you a thinner piece. See how I'm cutting down the center? I have to wipe off my scissors. This little piece is going to be perfect. It's kind of big. You can kind of go sideways on these for the little branches. And the branches are going to have those little bark texture marks. And it's going to look quite real. This technique looks very realistic. Well, boys and girls, I cannot wait to see your work. I'm not going quickly. I'm not being sloppy. No black paint should be in your sky. It's just on the bark of the tree. Oops, that one's a little dark, but that's okay. I'm not going to overdo it. And you're going to do all 3 trees. Or 2. Whatever you have. Thank you, boys and girls. I can't wait to see your work. All right, boys and girls. Also, something very unique about birch trees is that they have these shapes on them that look like a little circle. The pencil actually works better, the black colored pencil, and it looks a bit like an eye. Once in a while. Don't make too many, but once in a while make this interesting shape that looks almost like a little eye and a dot. Kind of curious and interesting, but there's a lot of them throughout the bark. Thank you, boys and girls. What a mess my desk is.